If you're not being defined by a vision of the future, then you're left with the old memories of the past and you will be predictable in your life. And if you wake up in the morning and you're not being defined by a vision of the future, as you see the same people and you go to the same places and you do the exact same thing at the exact same time, it's no longer that your personality is creating your personal reality. Now your personal reality is affecting or creating your personality. Your environment is really controlling how you think and feel unconsciously, because every person, everything, every place, every experience has a neurological network in your brain. Every experience that you have with every person produces an emotion. So some people will use their boss to reaffirm their addiction to judgment. They'll use their enemy to reaffirm their addiction to hatred. They'll use their friends to reaffirm their addiction to suffering. So now they need the outer world to feel something. So to change then is to be greater than your environment, to be greater than the conditions in your world. And the environment is that seductive. So then why is meditation the tool? Well, let's sit down, let's close our eyes. Let's disconnect from your outer environment. So if you're seeing less things, there's less stimulation going to your brain. If you're playing soft music or you have earplugs in, less sensory information coming to your brain, so you're disconnecting from your environment.
And its desire to remain in that familiar. So we create another situation of overwhelm for ourselves, those of us who decide that starting tomorrow, my life will be different from top to bottom. And maybe I have 10 new things on my to-do list. I'm diving into that deep end. I'm telling my subconscious that, wow, my life's gonna do a 360, 180 by tomorrow. I'm probably gonna overwhelm. So the way we begin to build and create change, what's important is not 5 new things for as long as I can white knuckle it. What's important is 1 new thing from now until forever, that consistency of the habit. So we want to make a small promise. We're already going to be uncomfortable. I talk about this a lot too, a concept that I call resistance. Because every time we set an intention to change, even if logically you can have, as many of us do, a court case for why I really need to stick to this change this time, right? When I go to either the first time I go to do the new thing, or maybe it's the 5th time that I'm trying to now maintain my habit, it's only a matter of time before one of 2 things happen. We either get mental resistance in our mind and our thoughts. That could look like the endless to-do list of other things that we should be doing, or maybe the million reasons why this won't work this time. Or some of it drops into our bodies, where we just start to feel agitated or just different than we normally feel. And before long, one of those 2 reasons can convince us back into that familiar rut. Before long, I go back to being as I normally am. So the way we want to create and maintain change is acknowledge that discomfort is part of changing. It's part of doing something new. It's that unfamiliar space that my subconscious likes to avoid. We can even reframe it. It's signs that I'm moving in a direction of difference. How great. So don't expect it not to be there. And then we learn to work with it. We integrate it in a sense by making 1 small promise, and we focus on keeping it.
When I was at rock bottom, I didn't know that I was at rock bottom. And you can't really change what you're not aware of. And so it was like one of those things where it's like, can it get any worse? Bam! Can it get any worse? Bam! And I kept asking the question, can it get any worse? I didn't know that what I was asking was causing my life. So it was to the point where either I die or I do something about it, because it was like, I didn't have, my daughter pretty much was like, you're not my father. You don't know what love is. My girlfriend had just broke up with me. And, my mother was pretty much, she had 16 different, she was on 16 different medications. There was so much stuff going on, and I'm watching all of these people be successful. And I'm like, I'm more talented than them, and I don't understand why I'm still in the exact same spot, which I didn't know was rock bottom. And then one day it just all came crashing down, and I was like, why am I here? I remember lying down in the middle of the road, and I'm like, I want to fucking die, like right now. And I stayed there. Cars were driving by, honking and everything. And I don't know what happened in between that. Like, and it was like, can it get any worse? And that night on La Brea, on the corner of La Brea and Hollywood, I'm at there's like this like little shopping center, and my car was parked, my window was busted out to the right, and literally it was raining. It was 3:43 in the morning, August 2011, and it was, I yelled out, eyes bloodshot red, and I still didn't know that this was rock bottom, but I've always focused on what I don't want. And I just remember saying, okay, I'm tired of fighting. I don't want to fight anymore. I want to be healthy. I want to be happy. I want to be surrounded by nothing but positive people. I just want to inspire people, and I want to make a bunch of money, but I want the money to represent something that I passionately believe in. Just show me a sign. Show me a sign. Show me. And I just kept saying it over and over and over. It wasn't until a week later, until I met the man at the gas station, and he asked me for money. And he said, do you have any money? He's just like, it was a homeless guy. And I'm like, and he had a wad of money. I said, you have more money than me. And he goes, have you ever seen the movie Rain Man? The guy was talking to himself. Person did the exact same thing. He was like, change your mindset, change your life. Change your mindset, change your life. Change your mindset, change your life. Change your mindset. And then they walked away. And it was in that very moment I felt like my whole entire life was a lie. I had this little angel on my shoulder saying, change your mindset, change your life. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind.